Welcome, and welcome to this edition of another interview at the popular show. It's coming up yearly. It's been getting better and better, the property show downtown Toronto, and hosting with my good friend David Grossman, All Talk TV and ICIRoad.tv, and we've got a special guest, Richard Fournier, who's going to be helping us.
Welcome, Richard.
Thank you for having me today.
And Richard is a former stockbroker. He's also a former financial planner for 10 years in the business doing that. He's also a former salesperson with Keller Williams. So he really intimately knows the business from a stock brokerage and real estate perspective. And I think that's very, very good for the topic that he's going to be speaking about us to today. And he has something special about speaking. It's a mindset. It's a coaching company on helping real estate people become successful in this business. There's a lot of things that we go through in this business, and it's a special mentality, a special understanding of the business. But you know, when you understand the problems and you understand the solutions, you don't get down as much because you expect those problems because you know the solutions. Richard, can you tell us about that?
Sure, I can. Well, most of us in our lives all have a challenge, and that is that we don't know how to get out of our own way. And when in anything we do in life, there's always something that seems to be in our way, and we get down to the core of it. It's really ourselves. It's the programming that we have in our minds. It's
true.
And if you actually come to a place of understanding that the meaning that we give things is what changes our life. So what meaning you give to this situation is different than the meaning that I'm giving to it today. Or from a small business owner who has to cold call 100 people, the meaning that they give that event is completely different than another small business owner and how they perform every day. So if we can change how things occur for us, right, those events and how they occur for us, our life changes. But until we do that, we can't perform any different than what we've already performed our whole entire life.
So that's where the term mindset comes in.
Well, we have to change our mindset, but we also actually change the core of our identity. So who we think we are is not really who we are. We made a decision a long time ago. We gave meanings to something in our life that happened to us. But that meaning wasn't true. It was made up.
Can you be more specific?
So,
choosing an example.
Yeah, so somewhere between 4 and 6 years of age, something happened. Whether you set fire to the curtains at home, or you knocked over mom's pot or whatever, and maybe you got a spanking. Maybe there was an abuse situation in your life. But the meaning that you gave that event has defined your life forever. But that meaning wasn't true. Anyone can change the meaning. Every child will give a different meaning to the same event. But that meaning will completely impact the quality of that person's life forever.
So you're talking about, and I'm looking at your website right now, by the way, it's richardfournierinternational.com.
Correct.
Richard, R-I-C-H-A-R-D, Fournier, F-O-U-R-N as in November, I-E-R, international.com. And it talks about the right thinking, the right actions, the right results. And so what is it that you can do for people if they were to subscribe to your coaching, and how do they go about doing that?
Those are great questions, thank you. What we do in our coaching programs is we literally help people identify those events that they've had in their life. From there, we help them define new meaning for those events. And once we help them figure out a new meaning for their life, we help them be accountable to their word, their new creation. So for example, how many times have you decided to go to the gym every year in January?
Well, I go work out 5 times a week.
Okay, so you're not a good example. But for most people, we all choose something every single year. And a lot of us say, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to go to the gym, but we don't do it. My job is to help you stop that activity or
procrastination.
That change in your brain.
Can we call it procrastination?
Yeah, you can call it that. Once you literally help someone define that meaning and change how that event occurs for them, and we do that through our programs, they change their performance in every part of their life. It's very compelling.
I notice you, David, really thinking intently about this.
Well, you know, from the minute I met Richard, I felt he had a certain energy, a certain positive. I mean, first of all, he's the MC here, right? You're the MC, so he's introducing everybody. He's a pretty key guy at the event, but he had this positive energy. So I picked up on that vibe right away. I'd like to know, Richard, what is the millionaire mindset? Because that's, everybody wants to be a millionaire. Tell us, how do we get there?
Yeah, so in my experience and the people that I've interviewed over the last 5 years, which really helped create the book, The Millionaire Mindset for Real Estate Agents, there's a belief about themselves that millionaires seem to have, and that is this. They believe that they're worthy. And I know that sounds confusing, but they actually believe that they're worthy. They are good enough to allow that kind of cash flow into their life. They actually believe that they're worthy of that, where 98% of us don't believe that we're good enough. We really don't. And then we spend most of our life self-sabotaging ourselves, creating situations in our life that are all lies, but to support that idea that we're not good enough. Whereas people who have created millions of dollars in net worth actually believe that they're worthy of that money.
Yeah.
That's a key differentiator.
I noticed that you have a register for a free 1-hour coaching session.
Yeah, we do. What we decide is that we're going to put our money where our mouth is, and that we ask people to register on our website, Richard Fournier Coaching International, richardfournierinternational.com, and we ask them to register, give us a call. We'll spend an hour with them and hopefully we can help create an impact in their life within that hour. And if we can create an impact and help them transform an idea in their life, maybe we've earned the right to have their business in the future.
You can unlock their potential.
Well, we definitely aim to. That's our intention.
And the book that he has out now is called Millionaire Mindset for Real Estate Agents. It's available on Amazon.
It is available on Amazon, and shortly it will be available here in Canada at Chapters. One thing I just want to bring to mind, the Millionaire Mindset for Real Estate Agents was a focus based on an area of the world that I was working in. But that idea about mindset can be translated into every aspect of our life. It's not just for real estate agents. We work with individuals from small businesses all the way up to corporate executives at Fortune 500 companies. So I want you to understand, who you are is only based on the idea that you created for yourself. It's not true. It's all make-believe. Mm-hmm. So who I am today, I'm all make-believe. I made it up. And so are you. You made yourself up.
You tell your own story.
You tell your own story. You can create your own story any day you want.
Right.
But you have to believe that. You have to know that you can create a new identity for yourself any day of the
I
week.
believe it. Gary, what do you think?
Well, it's really interesting. I'd like to ask you a question. We talk about attitude. Now, this attitude I'm talking positive attitude, negative attitude. Do you get into that?
Absolutely. Something you have to talk about, when you give your word to something, that's what you're talking about. I've given my word to making this happen. So for a real estate agent, they have to make 100 phone calls in a day to try to get new clients. They've given their word to do that. But how many times did they not do that? Almost every day. So when you have a positive attitude, that's really important to have. But unless you hold yourself in integrity to your word, I give my word to commit to X, period. I will move heaven and earth to make that happen. I've given my word. Until we hold ourselves in integrity to that word, nothing will change in our lives. Nothing. Tips, tools, tricks, walking on fire. Doesn't mean anything. You have to hold yourself in integrity to your word, period. That's the magic.
All right. Well, I think it's fascinating.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
It was great having you on board, and thanks again, David, for doing this session with me, and I enjoyed that. And from ICI World and All Talk TV, that's a wrap.
Thanks again.